Yeah. Someone's in the bomb today.
Testing, testing.
Is that no strike?
Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome into Kraft Field. Here in the top of the first, a little late start on the audio side of things due to some technical difficulties. It's game two of a quick set between the Souris Valley Saber Dogs and the Red River Pilots.
No, it's just 30 seconds.
Santiago Gomez on the mound for the Pilots, making his second start of the season. Second start against Souris Valley. And that curveball is popped up on the infield, being an infield fly call. Out number one for Gomez. So after two walks, Gomez able to get his first out of the inning, and he'll face Chris Monroe, the Saber Dog first baseman. In batting practice, he had a home run over the trees in left field, so you know the power he possesses. Gomez slides one outside for a ball. In Gomez's first start of the year, he went 4 innings, allowed 4 earned runs. Saber Dogs kind of jumped on him. First 3 pitches he threw, as Monroe sends this one straight back. A single, a double, and then a home run. So 3 pitches into the game, 3 pitches into the Pilot franchise, they were down 3-0. Just kind of jumped over him. Santiago said he left some pitches up in the zone. That's what happens when a pitcher does that, but he rebounded well afterward. He was confident in his abilities tonight, facing off with the Saber Dogs a second time. It's a beautiful strike 2 right there, and he's ahead of Monroe 1-2. The changeup had him out in front. And a fastball that time smacked foul down the third base line. The Pilots 1-4 here in the early going. The Saber Dogs 4-1. These two teams the only opponent one another has seen thus far. That changes tomorrow when the Pilots host the North Iowa Ragin' Roosters for game 1 of a 4-game series here at Kraft Field. Another fastball. Monroe's out in front of him and sends it into the dugout. The Pilots dugout on the third base side. Runner on second base, the leadoff man Luis Pelayo walked and then stole second on some miscommunication on the count. And Hunter Delanoy reached first base via the walk as well. A 2-2 count now as another slider misses outside. Catcher Jason Lillard's behind the plate once again for the Pilots, second consecutive start. Lauded by Matty Hullum yesterday for calling a great game. Monroe again, a hard hit ball foul. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Walton creeps in behind Pelayo, steps back toward the more natural shortstop position. Gomez to the plate. Another slider outside. Monroe not biting on that whatsoever. All 3 balls in this at-bat have been on that pitch. And now we've got a full count. The payoff. Missed just inside, if I had to guess. Looked pretty good from my view, but it's the 3rd walk of the inning. And the bases are loaded for Jake Barlow. Barlow playing second base tonight. So head coach Michael Kieran shuffled the lineup around a little bit in the field positioning. Ball 1 is high. Gomez looking to get out of an early jam. A ground ball could do it. The pitch to Barlow is fouled off to the right side. Barlow digging back in. Wagging the bat as Gomez delivers. Swing and a miss. A 1-2 count. Gomez's pitch sent down the right field line and again out of play. Saber Dog hitters really battling so far, extending counts. The 1-2 just outside on the curveball, and it'll be 2-2 against Barlow. Barlow 2 for 4 in yesterday's ball game. A hard double that leapt over the third base bag. And this one is skied into left center field. Looks like Joey Hayden will get the glove on it. Pelayo sprinting home from third base. He'll score. Each runner moves up a spot. And the Saber Dogs on the board first here in Grand Forks. Makes it 2 on and 2 out for left fielder Cody Muncy. Muncy 1 for 3 yesterday with a hit and a walk. Struck out looking in yesterday's game as well. He's got a chance for 2 RBIs here in the early on in the game. That ball grounded into the Saber Dog dugout off the fence right in front of it. Gomez ahead 0-1. Muncy, a .278 hitter thus far in the Expedition League. Gomez, again, just off the plate. Appears to be a tighter zone so far tonight than yesterday. A 1-1 count on the Oklahoma Wesleyan product, Cody Muncy. Gomez outside that time, 2-1. Muncie transferred to Oklahoma Wesleyan from East Oklahoma State College in 2020. Takes that slider for strike 2. In 57 games last season, hit .397 with 16 doubles, 16 home runs, 77 RBIs. 50 walks, only 44 strikeouts. But he goes down swinging over the top of that one. That ends the top of the first. Gomez able to limit the damage, and the Pilots will look to even up the score or more here. Bottom of the first upcoming. Welcome back to Grand Forks. Bottom of the first coming up. The Pilots trailing 1-0 as Joey Hayden takes a fastball outside. Hayden, the leadoff hitter in yesterday's contest, on base twice. A curveball doesn't come back down enough to clip the top of the zone. It's a 2-0 count on Hayden. One of those plate appearances was a walk. That's a fastball in for a strike. Matty Holm really likes what Hayden provides as a leadoff man. That one bounced right back to Saber Dog starter Jacob Wesselman. He'll flip over to Chris Monroe at first for the first out of the inning. Wesselman making his second start of the Expedition League season. Also faced off with Gomez the first time these two played in Minot. It's a really strong outing. 8 innings pitched, only 2 hits with 10 strikeouts. Really carved through the Red River hitters, but the Pilots are optimistic they'll be able to get things going a little faster this time, as Walton takes the breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. Walton, a great game yesterday, 3 for 4, and he looks to start off today's game with a hit as well. Lined into center field, 1 hops to Luis Pelayo, and Walton with 4 hits in his last 5 at-bats. Walton on first base gets the glove from first base coach. Tonight, catcher Josiah Collado, one of the reserve catchers for the Pilots. Wiltshire takes a fastball. Not entirely sure where that one missed at, but it is 1-0. A very tight zone here in the early going. Walton dives back in ahead of the tag. Wesselman, pardon me, a little more serious with his pickoff attempts than last night's starter Tomkowitz. Tyler Wiltshire looking to move Walton over or more. Takes a fastball. That one just off the black to 2-0 count. Wiltshire 1 for 3 in yesterday's game with an RBI sac fly. Second baseman Jared Kirkman doing a nice job getting his hand in before Sabre Dog catcher Seth Delgado could get the tag down. That ball soft on the ground. Monroe comes into field. Wiltshire's out at first. Walton in scoring position for Jalen Lee, the Red River first baseman who's been tearing the cover off the ball so far. After going 3 for 4 yesterday, Lee's average up to 467 through 4 appearances. 2 RBIs in yesterday's game, his first of the season. First 2 RBIs. And his first extra base hit with a double was actually the one hit that did not have an RBI attached to it. That one off the end of the bat into center in front of Pelayo. It skips off his leg into left center. Walton will score easily. Lee on his way to second. He's in standing up. And it's tied at 1 here in the bottom of the first. Lee up to 500 batting average on the season. His 3rd RBI. Souris Valley unable to keep him off the base paths at all in these 6 games they played, and Josh Simon will look to add on. Simon 2 for 4 yesterday. Another pilot with an RBI in that game, a 5-2 win. Still searching for his first extra base hit. Takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. As mentioned yesterday, Simon, a first-team all-conference member for Missouri Valley College. First one for the school since 2015-2016. That one fouled off to the left side. Out of play, it'll be 0-2. Missouri Valley College located in Marshall, Missouri. Simon, the top hitter in that lineup last season. Watches that one with ease over his head for ball 1. Simon hitting .214 through 4 games as a pilot. 2 RBIs on the season. He swings and misses at that one to end the frame. After 1 here in Grand Forks, it's tied at 1 between the Saber Dogs and the Pilots. That half inning or break in the inning performance there brought to you by Captain Alex, the mascot of the Red River Pilots. Rolling on the river. Santiago Gomez back to work. Breaking ball. Foul to the left side. Wiltshire unable to make the grab. Ball is signaled as foul by the home plate umpire. Saber Dog coach Michael Kieran not happy about that call. Personally, looked like it landed fair to me, but I'm not the umpire, so my opinion doesn't mean a thing. Instead of being a single, it's an 0-1 count.
What the fuck does he want? It's 0-1.
A 1-2 count on Delgado now.
Something's playing. He's saying he's hearing you. Just talk.
High fastball there, a 2-2 count. That ball fouled off. Just skimmed under by Delgado there, and it'll be 2-2 once again. That ball off Delgado's sleeve. He'll trot down to first. Alex Crouch stepping in, his first at-bat in Kraft Field. It's out of Missouri Western State. It's a Division II school. Hometown is Elk Grove, California. Swings over Santiago Gomez's first offering there, 4-1. A .267 hitter through 4 games here in the Expedition League. That one fouled back. It'll be 0-2. Crouch, a 2022 All-MIAA first team member, a second team member in 2021. Both of those spots coming as a third baseman. Strike 3. Gomez paints the outside corner. Crouch back to the dugout. The 9-hole hitter Cameron Willman digging in. Seth Delgado widening his lead at first base as Gomez comes set. Delgado takes off easily, forces the balk. Delgado up to second base. It's now a runner in scoring position for Willman with 1 out. Nicely done there from Delgado. Gomez delivers outside. Ball 1. Mentioned Willman being a transfer. Went from Kansas State to New Mexico. Career .298 hitter at the college level. Willers does a nice job keeping that ball from going to the backstop. Ward off the mask. It'll be 2-0. Willers looks for a new ball, and he'll talk with Gomez for a brief second on a trip to the mound. A light pat on the backside, and Gomez catches his breath, staring out toward the flag in center field. The delivery fouled off to the right side. Two and one on Willman. Mentioned him being a .298 hitter in college. .374 on base percentage with 14 doubles, 9 home runs, 57 RBIs. He watches the fastball outside, 3-1. Way out in front of that slider. Gomez works the count back to full. Nicely thrown pitch to keep the at-bat alive. See what Gomez comes up with on the payoff. Another slider off the end of the bat right to Kirkman. Unable to nab Delgado, who gets back to second just in time. There'll be 2 outs for the leadoff man, Luis Pelayo. Gomez doubling up on sliders after seeing Willman so far out in front of the first one. Gets the desired result. Pelayo worked to walk his first plate appearance. Yesterday's game was the first game in where he did not have 2 hits. So Pilot's doing a nice job at keeping the Saber Dog lineup from getting too rowdy yesterday. Pelayo plays a big role in that. You're able to get him out, get started off on the right foot, gives you some confidence moving forward. That pitch outside, a 2-0 count. Now it's a 1-1 signal. There's a strike on the last pitch. Didn't see that signal from back here, but umpire quickly corrects after seeing the scoreboard change. The 1-1 sent into left field. Down the line, ball carried a little bit, and Joey Hayden in deep left in the corner, able to make the grab to end the top half of the second. Pilots will look to take the lead here in the bottom half of the inning. You're watching Souris Valley against Red River on YouTube. Caleb Whitley up to bat here to kick off the bottom of the second against Saber Dog starter Jacob Wesselman. Whitley, a swinging bunt. Crouch comes over, cuts Willman off to get it. A strong throw will send Whitley back to the dugout. And the lone addition to the Red River lineup today will be on deck. Jason Willers, Caleb Whitley flip spots in the order. He's in the 7-hole today. Willers 2 for 4 yesterday. First pitch, swung that ball, hit into right field. Back near the track, the catch is made by Hunter Delanoy. And it's 2 pitches, 2 outs here for Wesselman and the Saber Dogs. And now the newest addition to the lineup, Carter Payne, replacing Micah Bargenhagen in right field today.
Let's put the same song twice. I was one off.
Payne, a junior who transferred to Minot State, will be teammates with Tyler Wilshire. Watches a low first pitch for ball 1. Payne only played in 6 games at Minot State this season, a 2-0 count now. Went 2 for 8. His last season at Phoenix College, which is where he was before Minot State, a .331 hitter. He takes a fastball for strike 1. Payne with a double and an RBI in 2 games in the Expedition League so far. Curveball drops in for strike 2. Payne unable to join the Pilots for the first couple games, at least the first game of the season. That ball is foul. His flight from Dallas got delayed, and he had to fly straight to Minot to join the team. Which is a little more convenient for him as he's got an apartment over there. That ball fouled back over our heads. Payne grinding away here at Wesselman. Looking to get a 2-out rally kicked off, and he takes strike 3 on the outer half. He'll go back to the dugout, and through 2 here at Kraft Field, the score is 1-1 between the Saber Dogs and Pilots. The Souris Valley right fielder Hunter Delanoy in the box. Had a bit of an issue on the roster yesterday. He was labeled as number 5 with another player labeled as number 21. Obviously, you can see the number 5 on the back of his helmet there. So some confusion with the roster yesterday. We've got that sorted out today. That pitch from Gomez, strike 2 after the foul ball. Count is 2-1, pardon me. Gomez in the windup. Inside corner, he clips it for strike 2. Gomez shakes off Willer's first offering and now comes to the plate. A low fastball. A solid offering there on the 2-2 count. It'll be full after the sinker just misses. The payoff. Down and away, Delanoy will go down to first base. Gomez made 15 appearances for San Diego City College last season. 11 of them were starts. Threw 76 and 2/3 innings out there with a 7-2 record. That slider drifts off the outside corner. 1-0. Had a 4.46 ERA. That slider hangs a little bit and it's hit. Hayden back to the track. Just in front of the wall, he's able to make the catch. Delanoy races back to first. It's a long out number 1 from Newbert. Chris Monroe, Central Michigan Chippewa. The man with the nickname of Diesel. Look to do a little more in this at-bat than he did in the previous one. Gomez comes set to the plate. To Walton on one hop, could be 2. The shuffle to Kirkman for 1. A strong throw gets Monroe at first. Inning-ending double play from Gomez. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd here in Grand Forks. The Pilots will look to jump out in front right after this. Second baseman Jared Kirkman comes to the plate. 9-hole hitter for the Pilots. His first at-bat of the night. Wesselman turns the ball fouled off by Kirkman on the bunt attempt. Ends up taking the bat halfway to first base. Kirkman with 9 multi-hit games in 2022 for Pikeville University. Fastball down and away. 1-1 count. Was also an academic all-conference member. Curveball bounces just to the side of the plate, 2-1. Through 4 games, Kirkman has 2 hits, an RBI, and a run. Takes a curveball on the inside half for strike 2.
That's Christy.
2-2 Kirkman. Some louder contact, but it's sent into the stands above. A nice diving play late in yesterday's game at second base, diving toward the first baseline on a hard grounder. Curveball misses low, and it's a full count on Kirkman. The payoff pitch inside and high. Kirkman will go down to first base as the lineup rolls over. Joey Hayden coming back in the box. Kirkman with the lead off of first.
I played it too late.
Hayden watches a 2-seamer dart off the outside corner for ball 1.
Yeah, it goes in order.
Hayden out of William Jessup University. Inside, a 2-0 count. That ball actually deflects off of Hayden's elbow. Kirkman up to second, and Hayden hustles down to first.
All right, I'm playing the shit right. Fuck that.
That's at least the initial ruling, the home plate umpire. Walking out to the field umpire, and they'll have a quick chat. With that, we'll take a quick break here. Shortstop Jack Walton digging in, 1 for 1 with a single back up the middle. A runner in scoring position this time. Walton looking for his first RBI of the season. He takes strike 1. Wesselman out of the stretch, checking on Kirkman at second. The pitch high and outside. Ball 1. Another solid day for baseball in Grand Forks. A little bit cloudy, but provides a nice backdrop to the trees in the outfield. American flag waving in center as Walton takes a curveball for strike 2. Walton with 3 steals on the season, 2 runs scored. 3 for 4 yesterday, pushed his average up to .313 in the 4 games he's played. The high fastball makes it a 2-2 count. Wesselman to the plate. Walton takes strike 3, looking on the outside corner. A beautiful throw from Wesselman gets him a big first out. Wiltshire, as I mentioned earlier, teammate of Carter Payne at Minot State. Takes a fastball for a strike on the black. The 2021 season for Wiltshire hit .259 with a 784 OPS. Out in front of a changeup, looks like that time. It'll be 0-2. Only played in a handful of games this most recent season. Looking to do some damage here on an 0-2 count, but he's unable to connect with that swing. Wesselman with back-to-back Ks. We'll have a good battle here as Jalen Lee had an RBI in that first at-bat. Comes up with 2 on and 2 out. Lee sent a shot right back up the middle. Ended up deflecting off the knee of Luis Pelayo, advancing him to second. Breaking ball high and away for ball 1. Lee out of Mid-Atlantic Christian University. Another breaking ball again. It'll be 2-0. Lee with a 3-hit game yesterday, his second 3-hit game of the Exhibition League season. Wesselman hangs on to that fastball too long and skips it way in front of the plate. We'll see if Lee has the green light with a 3-0 count. He was a USCAA All-American Honorable Mention and Home Run Derby participant. That ball smacked deep right center field. It's down, up against the wall. Kirkman in to score and give the Pilots a lead. Hayden around third. The ball just to the second baseman in the outfield. Jalen Lee staying hot. The green light 3-0 results in a 3-1 Pilot lead. His second double in as many days. That's what you want out of your 4-hole hitter. Absolutely just destroying pitches. Single and a double with 3 RBIs. We're only in the bottom of the 3rd in tonight's game. That ball just out of play. Crouch racing over to the third base fence. Simon down in the count 0-1. The pitch. Just under that one, Simon sends it up into the stands above. He'll Home plate umpire looking for some baseballs from the Pilot dugout. Simon's NAIA ranks last season 7th in all of NAIA in average, 15th in on-base percentage. That time, waves out in front of a pitch, fouled back into the middle of Delgado. He's down on strikes again, but it's a solid half inning for the Pilots. A 2 RBI double from Jalen Lee puts them back in front, 3-1 as we come to the top of the 4th at Kraft Field. Santiago Gomez back to work here in the top of the 4th against a dangerous Saber Dog lineup. That ball, one hop back to him at the mound. Over to Lee for out number 1. A 1 pitch out of Jake Barlow. Gomez into the windup to Muncy. Curveball darts low. And that fastball just misses outside. Muncy, a junior at Oklahoma Wesleyan, out of Red Oak, Oklahoma. He'll climb back in and await the 3-0 pitch from Santiago Gomez. Fastball goes high above the zone, and Muncy will go to first base. Gomez really fighting through some control quirks this evening. Only allowed 1 hit, and he's walked a few more than that. For the most part, been able to keep the phrase "walks will haunt" from coming alive. We'll see if he can do so again. A first pitch fastball to Delgado. Shaved off into the mitt of Willers for strike 1. That ball sent into right field. Payne right under it. Didn't even have to take a step. Makes the catch for out number 2.
Right now, we're all
Alex Crouch. Very upright stance in the left-handed batter's box. Readies and takes a fastball from Gomez outside, ball 1. .39 games at Missouri Western State last season, ball 2. Willers blocks it. Muncie stays at first base. .690 slugging percentage out there in those 39 games. 28 extra base hits. 45 RBI, 35 runs scored, 22 walks. That ball into left field, tailing toward the line. Hayden gets under it, makes the grab, and that's the end of the top of the 4th here in Grand Forks. Red River will look to play add-on in the bottom half when we return here on YouTube. Caleb Whitley back at the plate against Saber Dogs starter Jacob Wesselman. Fastball hit into right field. Drives Delanoy back to the track, but he's able to get under it and make the snag. Whitley drove that ball into right field, but that's where the wind blows in at. It's going to be really hard to push a ball out over that wall. Jason Willers comes back to the plate. Willers, another victim of that wind coming in from right field his last time up. You could see Josiah Collado talking with some players about that ball getting blown back in, kind of hitting a wall out there. As the curve ball clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1. They'll wind up and delivery. Another curveball. Willers is all over it. Hits it hard, but it's right at Pelayo. Kind of misplayed a little bit. He's able to make the catch right before the ball can get on the ground. Looks like manager Matty Holm might be asking about that one, actually. See if it did clip the ground. Holm sitting on 199 summer ball victories after yesterday's result. Would love to pick up number 200 tonight. Pilots in solid position to do so far, but a long way to go in this one. The first pitch from Wesselman to Carter Payne swung on and missed. Second pitch up the middle. Looks like Willman will get to it. A throw to Monroe is picked off the turf. Payne is retired, and we're through 4 at Kraft Field. Gomez likely coming back to the bump here in the top of the 5th at Kraft Field. Nine, 1, and 2 in the order due up for the Saber Dogs. Be Willman followed by Pelayo. Curveball stays above the zone for ball 1. The 1-0 is a fastball fouled off above the shoulder of the umpire. Quick sprint out of the dugout. And that ball thrown over to the Pilots. The 1-1 pitch from Gomez. Another high fastball, 2-1. Fastball just on the corner. Bit of a delayed strike call there. It's a 2-2 count. Ball perfectly placed in the lower outside quadrant. Gomez tries to go right back to that spot. Willman able to send it out of play to keep the at-bat alive. Gomez from San Diego. Probably a big reason he ended up at San Diego Community College. That's strike 3 on the inner black. Willman back to the dugout looking. We've got the first out in the top half of the 5th.
Here we do it in the other program. So they're writing them in a notebook.
Pelayo looking for a hit, and he turns the bunt. Roll over by the Pilot dugout, and actually off the last post of the fence right in front of it. Probably couldn't happen again if he tried. 0-1 count on 3-time All-American Luis Pelayo. Fastball inside off the plate. It'll be 1-1. Gomez went to Point Loma High School there in San Diego. A 2.33 ERA across 19 appearances in varsity competition. Fastball in the same spot as the previous 2-1. Had a 3-5 record in that varsity competition in high school. Curveball down and in. Be 3-1 against the dangerous leadoff man, Pelayo. A walk and a steal thus far. That ball bounced to Kirkman. Pelayo hustling down the line. Kirkman in plenty of time to Lee for out number 2. Right fielder Hunter Delanoy coming to bat once again. And Gomez at San Diego City College last year, but he won't be there again. Moving up in competition, he's actually committed to Bethune-Cookman Division I school. Gomez possessing a lot of talent out there on the bump. Had a great opportunity to strut his stuff tonight. Will look to do so again at the D1 level. Be a tough throw for Walton. Delanoy easily beats out the soft grounder to the left side. A 2-out base runner for Ben Newbert. The first hit of the game there for the Saber Dogs. Gomez will look to get out of this frame, preserve the lead, line himself up for an opportunity at a W. First pitch, Newbert takes strike 1. Checking on Delanoy, who takes another 2 steps off of first base. Gomez throws over. No tag from Lee. Newbert watches a fastball low. Be 1-1. Delanoy on first. His first game as a Saber Dog yesterday. Gomez way outside with the breaking ball. You heard me talk about Delanoy's college stats yesterday. Ben Newbert at Bloomsburg University. Again, another masher, swings at a low fastball. Can't connect, it's 2-2. A .312 hitter in his career at Bloomsburg. 42 doubles, 45 home runs, 169 RBI. Saber Dogs with some serious talent on that roster over there. A liner, Wiltshire camps right under it. Tries going between his legs to throw the ball back out on the mound. Ends up landing at third base. Gomez threw 5. And the Pilots with an opportunity to add some more runs coming up after this intermission. Jared Kirkman will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Again squares to bunt. A charging Crouch will trot back to his position at third. It's a taken strike. Wesselman quickly back to the plate. A high fastball will land just on top of us there in the bleachers. Oh-2 on Jared Kirkman. And that ball smacked hard. Pelayo races to his right, reels it in, and that's out number 1. Turning back to the top of the lineup, Joey Hayden. The switch hitter, obviously batting from the left side tonight, facing a righty. Wesselman's first pitch, a bouncing ball. Hayden manages to move his leg out of the way. 1-0 count. Wesselman, honorable mention, NAIA All-American in 2021. Drops a curveball on the outside corner for a strike. Went 8-2 in 2021. 2.30 ERA. Hayden takes strike 2. Imagine that one was called on the pitch. Wesselman misses high with that fastball. In that All-American season from Wesselman, 103 strikeouts, just 8 walks. Very impressive. Through 82 innings, 8 complete games with 2 shutouts. Hayden sharply to Monroe, who takes it himself for the second out.
Now that is shortstop number 7, Jack Walton.
Walton again doing his job in the 2 spot. Get on base for the guys behind you. Let them drive you in. Jalen Lee in the 4th spot with 3 RBIs. Walton likes the first pitch he sees. It's sent into center. Pelayo back to the deeper part of the yard. That's out number 3. A hard hit ball from Walton. But he'll go back to the dugout. A quick frame that time. We're in 6 here in Grand Forks. Chris Monroe coming up to bat. Be his 3rd plate appearance of the game. 0 for 1 with a walk.
think we're gonna get too much photos. So.
Gomez out for the top of the 6th. Delivers, and that ball hit hard. Wiltshire dives. Has to make a strong throw. Just in time, Monroe is out at first. Tyler Wiltshire again. Looked like an instant replay of last night's game right there. Taking one away from Monroe. One down in the top of the 6th. A huge grin on the face of Wiltshire over there. Rousing ovation from the crowd. Jake Barlow sees his first pitch. It's a breaking ball. Slips out of the hand of Gomez way high. Barlow 0 for 1. RBI sac fly in the first. A fastball above his head, 2-0. Back to the plate comes Gomez. That's a strike. Swing and a miss from Barlow. Mentioned he's at second base tonight. Played third base in yesterday's contest. Cameron Willman playing second yesterday as David Demeter manned shortstop. Strike 2, a swing and a miss, pops out of Willer's glove, grabbed by on-deck man Cody Muncy. The 2-2 from Santiago Gomez. Breaking ball off the plate outside. It'll be full count. The payoff. Down the right field line, Lee avoiding the umpire. He's called off by Kirkman as it drifts back into play. Able to camp under it. And there's 2 outs now in the top of the 6th. Muncy, one of 5 walks Gomez has issued this evening. He did get him striking out in the other plate appearance. There's a strike on the inside corner. The 0-1. Swung over the top of strike 2. Gomez looking to deliver this third pitch quickly. In the windup to the plate. Saw it off right back at him. He forgets the ball there for a second. Lee saves the throw to keep the out. We're through the top of the 6th in Grand Forks. Santiago Gomez fighting his control, but a very strong performance. We'll see if he's able to take the bump in the 7th after the Pilots take some trips to the plate here in the bottom of the inning. coming up for the third time. The man with the defensive play of the game so far, Tyler Wiltshire. He takes strike one. See if he's able to have some of the same success with the bat. One fouled off. An 0-2 count. A high fastball, 1-2. Wiltshire was an absolute force during his career at Sabino High School. That ball flared off to the left side, giving chase. It lands in play, but no Saber Dog defender able to get over. .377 hitter during his high school career. And on the mound, through 144 innings, a 17-7 record, a 2.13 ERA, 7 complete games, 2 shutouts, and 1 save. He hasn't pitched for Minot since 2019. Fastball high and outside. Look to get things kicked off on the right foot for the Pilots in the bottom of the 6th. That one fouled off left side once again. You know, Wiltshire looking to get in scoring position for Jalen Lee, standing on deck. Waves and misses at that pitch. It'll be another strikeout for Wesselman. The 6th K of the game. And he'll look to do something right here that he hasn't done yet tonight, and that is get Jalen Lee out. A fastball right down the middle for strike one. Lee driven in all 3 runs of the game for the Pilots. This time rolls one over to Monroe, takes it himself. Lee hustling down the line. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th with Josh Simon coming to the plate. Simon 0 for 2 to this point. Takes on the outer half. Strike one. Quickly back to the plate is Wesselman, and Simon all over it. A liner into center. His first hit of the ball game. Wesselman Cade Simon in that last plate appearance, so a nice amount of revenge that time. Caleb Whitley with a runner on. A bouncing ball that might have gone over the head of anyone else except for the towering 6'5" Chris Monroe. And that'll end the frame. 1 hit in the inning for the Pilots. They lead 3-1. Top of the 7th upcoming here on YouTube. The new pitcher in for Red River, number 10, Colin Kwandi, his first appearance of the season. The freshman out of Kishwaukee College. That ball just misses off the plate.
Alright. So, I was light. Did they already tell you about taking it long? Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Kwandi's not one who will overwhelm you with speed, as that one's outside again. Relies more on quality location. The 2-0 down low. It'll be a 3-0 count. While he relies on that location. Hasn't been able to get sighted in yet. First 3 pitches of the season. That one off the back of Delgado, right in the Expedition League logo. Right in the middle of his upper back. Would have been ball 4 regardless. And Alex Crouch with a runner on first. Kishwaukee College, located in Malta, Illinois, the Arrowhead Athletic Conference. Kwandi, a strike on the black of the outside corner that time. That pitch on the inside corner for strike 2. Kwandi looking to record his first out as a Pilot. Checks on Delgado at first. Steps off and prevents the steal. Saw Delgado successfully get Santiago Gomez to balk earlier in the game, doing something similar. To the plate. That ball under by Crouch. It's sent into right center. Roaming over is Carter Payne. He's under it for the first out. The shortstop, Cameron Willman, with 1 on and 1 down here in the top of the 7th. The lights on here now at Kraft Field, and Willman out in front of that off-speed pitch. 0-1. Kwandi looking over his shoulder at the runner. To the plate, it's outside for ball 1. Kwandi, from what I can see, did not pitch at Kishwaukee this year. The redshirt season, I suppose. Over the top of and out in front, Willman again. Off balance on that offering. It's 1-2. So according to the Kishwaukee website, he did partake in 1 game as a hitter. And he went 1 for 1 with 2 walks and 3 runs scored. A slider right through the 5-hole there. Wiltshire and Walton are both unable to get to that one. Location, the name of the game. There's 2 on as we get back to the top of the order. Luis Pelayo. Oh for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Kwandi looking for a ground ball. Doesn't get one. It's a soft liner into center. Whitley goes to field. Fires to third. Wiltshire cuts it off to Walton. It goes off of Pelayo's head into right field. Willman to the plate. Pelayo over to third, and that is not what the Pilots were looking for. It's a tie game. Walton doing everything he could to save that ball. have a break in the action. Matty Holum out to the mound.
Chicken fits.
And he'll replace Quan D. A very brief outing. And the new pitcher will be Alex Miller. You'll hear more about him after we take a quick break. Souris Valley against the Red River Pilots here. Expedition League Baseball on YouTube. Jason Willers coming to bat here. Lead off the bottom of the 7th. Heard there may have been some audio issues there. Ending the top of the 7th, Willers sneaks that ball by Barlow at second base on a hop. Would have been a tough play. And another hit for the Pilots starting catcher. Pilots trailing. First half inning, they have trailed since the bottom of the first. They quickly tied things back up there. Payne to the right side, out of play. Probably hear that thump down right on top of the concession stand over there. And hear all the rumbling above, chasing after that foul ball. 0-1 count against Carter Payne, the right fielder from Minot State. A fastball just misses down and away, 1-1. Four of Souris Valley's 5 hits coming in the top of the 7th, pushing them ahead. Wesselman still on the hill. A fastball above the letters, a 2-1 count. A slider just misses low. Pretty good pitch and a 2-1 count. Payne wisely laying off. And now the ideal count, 3-1. See what Payne is able to do with it. Does have 1 double on the season. Would love another here. Instead, it's sent over our heads into the stands, a full count. Wesselman throwing 6+ thus far. Payne into right field. It's a lazy fly ball. Delanoy camps under. And he'll throw back to the infield. Barlow. Willer is forced to stay at first, and 1 down with Jared Kirkman coming to the dish. If you're a Kirkman, you at least want to move the runner over, get a guy in scoring position for the top of the order. Obviously, he'd love to do more than that, but at a minimum, you know that's what he's searching for, and swings and a miss on a high fastball.
Do you need more butter?
And we're back. Some technical difficulties with the mic right now. We're working through them.
Okay, your normal popper? Butter? Okay.
Jared Kirkman. So I was trying to say, we'll at least want to move the runner over here. Swung over that high fastball the first time. Takes 2 consecutive balls after. Willers with the lead off of first. Monroe holding him on. To the plate, Kirkman watches a curveball for a strike. Nicely dropped in from Wesselman. No stranger to going deep in games. The 2-2. Kirkman. A lazy pop-up. Barlow just into the outfield grass to make the grab. We've got 2 down for the Pilot leadoff man, Joey Hayden.
Left fielder number 25, Joey Hayden.
Hayden looking to keep the bottom of the 7th alive for the Pilots. A fastball unable to hold up. It's a strike.
Anybody else?
Wesselman readies and fires. Swung right through from Hayden, the fastball, and it's 0-2. Would be a second consecutive quality start for Wesselman against the Pilots if he is able to keep them off the board and finish the frame. A high and in pitch for ball 1. Hasn't been as exceptional tonight as he was the first go around. But it's hard to follow up 8 innings of 2-hit 10K baseball to something of a similar level. The 1-2 upcoming to Hayden. Wesselman sets up. A long pause and to the plate. Low and away. Hayden argues it's off the plate. The umpire says no, it's on the black of it. That's strike 3. And the Saber Dogs take a 4-3 lead into the top of the 8th here in Grand Forks. Jake Barlow at the plate, watches a slider from Miller. Willers pulls his glove up just before it actually hits the dirt, so he steps out and grabs it. It's ball 1. And that one fired in for a strike. A second strike from Miller, a 1-2 count. A fastball hit hard by Barlow to right field. Payne back in front of the fence. Corrals it for out number 1.
Following the fly out, now batting left fielder number 8, Cody Muncy.
Cody Muncy up to bat. We talked about Chris Monroe being one of the bigger guys in the league. Muncy right there with him, 6'4", 245 pounds. Fouled off to the left side. Miller back to the plate. Muncy golfs it down the left field line. It's out of play. Miller, that time hits Muncy, yanks it too far inside, and he'll go to first base. And time called there from the umpire. And we're ready for action. Muncy leads off first. Miller fires outside. Miller, another one of those Mid-Atlantic Christian University players. The third of 4 that we've seen over these last 2 games in Grand Forks. Josiah Collado hasn't played in either of these 2 games, but you have seen him on his way to first base. He's been coaching over there each of the last 2 nights. 3-0 for Miller against Seth Delgado, the catcher. Fired in that time, thigh high for strike 1. The 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4. Delgado taps the bat and tosses it over. And there will be 2 runners on for Alex Crouch. Standing 6 feet tall, 190. Upright until the pitcher fires in. And lifts his left foot up to avoid being hit by that one. Miller looks Muncy back at second. Walton about at the same level as Muncy off the base. That one inside, under the elbows for ball 2. The off day yesterday for Crouch, and this time he can't get out of the way of it. Miller pulls a slider too far, and the bases are juiced for Cameron Willman.
Hey, look at Wild Thing, dude.
Matty Holm out to the mound to talk with Alex Miller.
Man, I feel like a surfer there for a second. If Mike comes in, put on Wild Thing.
Okay. Do you know how to edit the walkout songs? For
A quick chat.
Not right now.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah, it's my iPad.
Oh, okay.
They're going to get who appears to be Micah Barkenhagen up and throwing in the bullpen.
It was right there. Just do it.
Now batting shortstop number 1. Yeah, that was my t-shirt I made.
Willman looking to cause some damage.
Got 15 inches later.
Provide insurance for the Saber Dogs. He takes strike 1 on the inside corner.
Yeah, I was just looking at mine. It was like the right title for the song was just found wrong artist.
Which one? Right.
Jackson Lucas.
What song is it?
It's Hall of
The
Fame
pitch
done by Sweet.
off the outside corner and low, 1-1 count.
That's why I was like, that's a really famous version of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's a very famous Hall of Fame song. I just wanted to.
Wait, I can do it for you. It's 1-1.
Slider outside, 2-1 count. Really want to get out of this situation as soon as possible, obviously with the bases loaded. You definitely don't want to walk a guy and bring the top of the order up. Willman fouled off into the shin guard of Willers. Would love a ground ball if you're Alex Miller and one of the fielders out there for the Pilots. We'll see what happens. The 2-2 outside off the plate, and we've got a full count. Really need to keep this a one-run game, give the offense a chance to catch up. That one off the plate. Willman draws the walk. Muncie in to score. Crouch to second. Delgado to third. And that will signal a call to the pen from Matty Holum. Pilots now trailing 5-3 against the Saber Dogs. And it is Micah Barkenhagen coming in for the Pilots.
Find it.
And Micah Barkenhagen's lobbying of Matty Holum for a pitching appearance pays off. He's in a pretty big spot. Bases juiced against Luis Palayo. The first pitch. Smacked down the left field line, drifting foul. It'll go far foul to the left side. Barkenhagen did touch 90 miles per hour there in his warm-up. Saw a nasty curveball. Probably something you want to keep pocketed, really surprise a guy with. Up the middle, Kirkman steps on the bag for one. The throw to first, scooped by Lee for two. And the damage is limited. Michael Barkenhagen does his job. A fired-up Pilots dugout greets him just in foul territory. The Pilots will look to even the score as we're in the bottom of the 8th at Kraft Field. The new pitcher for Souris Valley, right-hander Brett Laura, the teammate of Luis Palayo at Oklahoma, or at University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma, USAO, in Chickasha. He's a senior from Elgin, Oklahoma. One appearance so far in Expedition League play. Trailing by 2, the Pilots with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. Those are the guys you want in this situation. Walton fouled off. One for 3. Had that single up the middle earlier. Would love to do something similar here. A curveball looks like. Just off the inside corner. 1-1 count to Jack Walton. Remember, he played last season at the Colorado School of Mines. That one is swung through. Delgado unable to catch it back there. Again, Walton will be transferring, looking into his options at the D1 level. That off speed hangs high. A 2-2 count after a breaking ball there. Doesn't break enough. Walton into left field. Muncie drifts back, sets up, and brings it in. Walton will hustle back to the third base dugout. He's the first out of the bottom of the 8th. Tyler Wiltshire still looking for the big hit with the bat to follow up the nice play he had in the field earlier. First pitch grounded to Crouch. Low throw, Monroe down with a good stretch, and Wiltshire a very quick at bat to bring Jalen Lee to the plate. Lee 2 for 3 with a single and a double. 3 runs driven in. Palaio did have an error on his first hit there, but looked like the runner would have been able to score anyway. Would have taken a very strong throw. Lee takes the lower outside quadrant for strike 1. Laura to the plate. Again, unable to snap that breaking ball. 1-1 count. Lee, a 467 hitter coming into the game. Looked to be right on that pitch, but unable to connect. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the cleanup hitter, Jalen Lee. Fastball, same spot as the first one he saw. Painted by Laura for the 3rd out. We're in the final inning here. Top 9 upcoming. The Saber Dogs in front of the Pilots 5-3 at Kraft Field in Grand Forks. You're watching the Expedition League on YouTube. Barkenhagen back on the bump. Got that double play that Red River was looking for to end the top half of the 8th. Daps up Tyler Wiltshire before he throws his first pitch to Hunter Delanoy. A curveball dropped in for a strike. And that's the one you saw during warm-ups. Might have left that one a tad high, but nicely located on the black of the inside corner. Does the same thing again, strike 2. That one more on the inner half. Pitching backward, working well for Barkenhagen so far this at-bat. An 0-2 count on Hunter Delanoy. The Ottawa University outfielder making a strong impression on the bump, or at least trying to. Nothing you can complain about so far as that pitch tails away for ball 1. The windup and the pitch. That curveball swatted down the right field line. It'll one hop into the wall. Payne grabs it. Delanoy hustling. He rounds second, going to third. Kirkman fires over, not in time. Delanoy in with a leadoff triple. You could tell he was sitting curveball that time. Made really good contact. Ball in play likely gets Ben Newbert an RBI.
So if we win the protest, we'll start the game against Northern Iowa with a home run to make finish that game. But like again, I don't think the league wants to look at that, and they want to.
Newbert with 1 hit tonight. Stretch the lead to 3. Infield is in though, looking to cut off the runner at the plate. 1-0 to Ben Newbert. Down and in, 2-0. Set the single season home run record for Bloomsburg this season, 17 long balls. And that ball laced into left. The hard grounder will bring Delanoy in. It's a 6-3 Saber Dog lead. First pitch from Barkenhagen. Monroe smacked into center field. 2 hops to Caleb Whitley. And after a leadoff triple, it's station-to-station ball for Newbert and Monroe. No outs for Jake Barlow. Nice job from Willers there, keeping the runners from advancing. A 1-0 count against Jake Barlow. Playing the Keystone. That's a strike from Barkenhagen at the knees. Barlow looking for his second RBI of the game. Had that sac fly back in the first, and this one sent over our heads into the bleachers and maybe beyond. Somebody might have to check their windshield. Barkenhagen sets and throws. Fastball lined into center. Whitley comes up. He fires home. Newbert quickly told to head back to third. A strong throw from Whitley in center, but the bases are loaded once again. Muncie against Barkenhagen. A battle of number 8s here. Now fastball at the letters swung through by the Saber Dog left fielder, 0-1. Muncie hit an opposite field home run in Minot against the Saber Dogs. He's looking to put the game out of reach in this at-bat. Barkenhagen readies the 1-1 pitch. Fastball at the knees again. For strike 2. Ground ball would be appreciated. Infield, middle infielders at normal depth. The corner guys playing in. Ground ball to Walton or Kirkman. The Pilots will take 2 outs in exchange for the run. Lee and Wiltshire will look to turn 2. Throwing back to the catcher. That fastball off the plate, and it's a full count. Barkenhagen, the payoff pitch, swung and missed. Cody Muncie can't connect on the high cheese. And here's the first out of the 9th. Barkenhagen's first strikeout in Expedition League action. And that one lined over a leaping Wiltshire. Hayden able to get a glove on it. 2 runs will score as Newbert and Monroe closely behind cross the plate. A 2 RBI single from Seth Delgado, and it's 8-3. Souris Valley pouring it on here in the later stages of the game.
Now that's third baseman number 7, Alex Brown.
Alex Crouch. With the runner taking off, Willers, guess didn't see the runner taking off there. Would have taken a strong throw to get him. Barlow with the steal of third. Shocked you didn't see Delgado taking off on that pitch, but he does leave on this one. It's fouled back right in front of the camera. Soft bouncer, a 1-1 count. Mentioned Crouch being out of Missouri Western State University, located in St. Joseph, Missouri. Is that university there?
Okay.
2-time all-conference, watches a fastball outside. The 1-2 count. Fly ball into the outfield will score another one for the Saber Dogs, more than likely. Instead, it's a second strikeout for Barkenhagen off the foul tip. Crouch following Muncie back to the dugout. Cameron Willman manning Derek Jeter's old position tonight. Spent yesterday evening at second base. Barkenhagen steps off, fires over to Lee. Delgado back easily, standing up. To the plate, a fastball beautifully located, low and outside for a strike. Stepping off again is Barkenhagen. Quickly climbing back on the hill. And throwing. Delgado will advance. Willers unable to catch that one cleanly. It's a shin-high fastball. 1-1 on Cameron Willman. Curveball, he waited on it, just got on top of it, bounced to Wiltshire, over to Lee. That will end the top of the 9th. Pilots in a dire strait here. Will need 5 to keep things going. 6 to win. 8-3, Souris Valley in front. Josh Simon will face Brett Laura here. Bottom of the ninth, Red River needing a strong rally to force the extra inning home run derby. No typical extras here. And I'm not entirely sure what occurred there, but Simon, I guess, thinking he fouled that ball off his foot maybe. It's not the ruling. Instead, it's a 1-3 putout. And Matty Holm coming in looking for an explanation. Holm not happy, saying something along the lines of, "You can't do that." That's bullcrap. You can infer from there. Simon clearly thinking he fouled that one off his foot. Not entirely sure what the Saber Dogs thought about it. But you saw a play stop there as Simon turned back. So not sure what to make of that situation there. It's a tough break. Whitley in the box with one down. A high fastball outside for the ball. Off speed that time. 2-0 against Caleb Whitley. Had that strong throw a minute ago. Keep Ben Newbert from rounding third and scoring. Strong hack that time fouled away. Delgado out to chat. That slider looks like dives just below the zone. Whitley laying off. A 3-1 count on the Red River center fielder. Fastball smacked. Monroe unable to get there on a dive. It dribbles into right field. And Caleb Whitley with his first hit of the ball game. Jason Willers into the box. One hit for him on the evening. Had a potential home run stopped by that right field wall of wind out there. Sometimes all it takes is a little poke to get things started. Whitley's done that. That fastball off the inside corner for a ball. Laura to the plate. Whitley takes off. Delgado decides against throwing down. Whitley in with a steal. His second stolen bag of the season right there. Injured his finger on his first one. It came on opening day in Minot. Stole third successfully. But jammed his finger into the bag. Willers cut on, fouled off. A 1-2 count on the Morningside University Star. Twirls the bat once and twice before putting it on his shoulder. Awaiting the 1-2 pitch. Ball sent into right center field. Back to the wall. The outfield is running, unable to get to it. Willers will get to second easily. Whitley around from second to score. A very hard hit ball into the right center gap from Willers. His second hit of the game, first RBI of the night, and it's 8-4 Souris Valley. Still 2 outs for the Pilots to work with as Carter Payne climbs in. Laura fires in on Payne, who swings over a curve ball for strike one. The 0-1 cut on and missed. Looked like a late swing there on a lively fastball. The Maricopa High School product awaits the 0-2. That curveball doesn't snap off. About neck high for ball one. Delgado sets up on the outside corner. Payne into right field. Pelayo running over, leaps and makes the catch on his way to right field. A very impressive catch there by Pelayo for the second out. Willers over to third.
Following the sac fly, now batting the second baseman, number 2, Jared Kirkman.
And Jared Kirkman needing to reach here to keep the game going for Red River. That ball fouled off to the right side.
Another one.
Can hear the kids getting ready to chase after that one as they'll head down the stairs. Oh, 1 count on the Pikeville University product, Kirkman. That ball skipped in front of the plate. Delgado blocks it. 1-1. before navigating his way to Pikeville. Kirkman transferred from Southwest Tennessee Community College. That came after the 2020 season. Breaking ball off the plate for ball 2. This last year at Pikeville as he takes 3-1. 33 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs, 16 walks, 25 runs scored, 22 RBIs, and 4 steals, starting every game that Pikeville played. Grounded to shortstop. Willman comes in, charges, throws over to Monroe, and that will be the ball game. 7 runs in the final 3 innings from Souris Valley pushed them over the top, and they're able to leave Grand Forks with a victory. Final score 8-4 over the Pilots, and one that I'm sure they feel like they let slip away somewhat. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. The Pilots are back at it here at Kraft Field in Grand Forks again tomorrow, 6:35 Central Start Time, 7:35 Eastern, against the North Iowa Ragin' Roosters. So finally a change of opponent. We'll get to see some of the other players across the Expedition League. And the Pilots will look to get back on the winning path. Again, thank you all for tuning in this evening. I want to give a quick shout out to the other interns we have here. My man Chase Queen, who's Captain Alex. Graphics guy, audio guy. Program designer, all over it. GM delegate, Calvin, been running all the business aspects of things. We've got Tyler Harlow on PA and my man Zach working the Game Changer app for live stats and the updated scorebook. So again, appreciate them for all their hard work, and we'll see you tomorrow night, Pilots Nation.